Welcome back to another video on leadership here at Mad Marketing's YouTube channel. I am actually excited for this video, and today we're going to be discussing problem solving for leaders. There are a few things that we're going to review today, and I'm going to provide you with an example of a problem that I faced with some of my colleagues, the CEO and the e-commerce director at the company, and we needed to try and find a solution. So first, by the way, if you haven't done so yet, please like the video, share the video with your friends, and subscribe. It's going to help YouTube's algorithm push the video further to reach more and more people who are looking for these kind of leadership traits so that they can progress forward in their professional lives. And all in all, it really also helps in your social life and your dating life. So watch the videos, gain the information, and practice these things in all areas of your life, and really be aware of the changes that are happening. But without further ado, let's jump in. So when a problem occurs, where should you focus your attention, right? So the average person, or most people, the majority of people, focus on the problem. I'm going to say that again. The majority of people focus on the problem. Now, there's a select few who focus on finding a solution. When you start focusing too much on the problem, you're going to be focusing on the wrong thing. You're going to be focusing externally. You're going to be blaming external factors, and your energy and all your attention is going to be on things that you can't control. The problem is there. The problem is there for a reason, right? Now, what you need to be doing, instead of focusing on, oh, this is terrible, how are we going to fix this? You need to be like, okay, what can we do to get through or around? That's where all of your energy should be, whenever there is a problem. How can you get through this obstacle? How can you get around this obstacle? No matter what wall is put in front of you, if what you want is on the other side of that wall, all your attention is focused on getting through, under, over, or around that wall. That's it. There's no reason to even focus on the wall itself. When you focus on the wall, what you're doing is blocking yourself, blocking your focus, blocking your attention from what matters. And that's getting through, under, over, around that wall. So be mindful of where you place your attention when any problem arises, especially in business. Here's what you should definitely not do when a problem arises. What you should not do is get emotional. Once you realize that you are becoming emotional, this problem is making you emotional, your decision-making ability begins to tank. When your decision-making ability starts to tank, any decision that you make, or the thinking, the focus, the strategizing that you're putting together isn't going to be the best that it could possibly be. In business, as a leader, you always need to make sure that you are earning that position every day. You need to make sure that you are putting your best foot forward every day. So, if you find yourself becoming emotional, take a step back from the problem. Take a step back from the problem, clear your head. The best decisions, the best ideas often come from a relaxed mind, a clear mind, a logical thinking mind. always be self-aware and be aware of your emotions. So if you're coming across emotions, it is a good idea to step back from the problem temporarily and come back to it. Also, when you are having an emotional reaction to a problem in the workplace, then it is likely that you're worried about something from the past. There's something that's coming to mind for you from the past. Maybe you're thinking, oh, if we would have just done this instead, if we would have, could have, should have, but didn't. All right. So that leads us back to point number one. Don't focus on that. Drop that. That doesn't matter. That ship has sailed. You can't cry over spilled milk. Don't worry about what you coulda, shoulda, woulda. Worry about what you can. Right? And another reason that you're becoming emotionally reactive to something is because you're worried about something that could potentially happen in the future, or it might be so far-fetched it could never happen. And this is putting you in a fearful state. Now, when you're in a fearful state, this is an emotional response, a reactive response, and it's again going to tank your decision-making ability. So if you are focusing on that future risk that is like just far-fetched, if you're focusing too much on it, that's not a good idea. You need to take a step back. You need to catch yourself in this train of thought and turn it off and reset your mind to focus on a solution and a solution only. Right? So it's extremely important to stay calm. Next, you need to make a decision. A lot of people stay still. They stay stuck. They postpone. That is because they are unable to make a decision. Why are they unable to make a decision? Because they fear the outcome. They fear the outcome of that decision not working out. Here's the thing about leaders. You're a leader because you lead. A leader does not mean you are perfect. A leader does not mean you always make the right decision. Being a leader does not mean that everything you do or say is the best thing. A leader is a leader because he or she goes first. They make the tough decisions, and they also deal with the consequences of those tough decisions. That is what makes a leader. So you need to be able to make a decision. Now, before making a decision, obviously make sure that all your focus, all your attention is on a solution. Make sure that you are thinking logically when you're making a decision. And of course, as always, take calculated risks. Always take calculated risks. You don't want to make a decision, a tough decision especially, that could have very drastic measures for your bottom line. So take calculated risks. If that risk is not worth the reward, think of another solution. As simple as that. And I'm going to give you guys a quick example right now of an issue that we dealt with about a month ago from the recording of this video. So one of my clients' Amazon accounts was somehow connected to another Amazon account who got suspended. Now, we investigated them. There was no actual connection, no real connection that we were able to put them together. So we needed to focus on a solution, on how to solve it. And so we thought, well, this Amazon account that's connected to that other account, we're not really using, we're using this one. Let's just delete that one. That's one idea. And the problem was, this was stopping our main account from being able to launch in Canada, right? So we had to read the verbiage again and again and again. And we said, well, The actual business name, the LLC name, is different from these two. So we can act as if our COO has complete ownership because it was his name on the account that was linked, and explain that he has absolutely nothing to do with our main account. Now, here's the thing. While we're all in there, it was myself, the developer, e-commerce director, CEO, COO, all in this room having this meeting. And interestingly, our e-commerce director actually started to focus on the problem. He's like, oh my goodness, we can get everything shut down and that's not going to work. And I stood there and I watched him. I let him finish saying what he was going to say, and very calmly, with a very strong masculine voice, I said, there's no reason to think that way. So with that kind of conviction, you're able to get inside that person's mind and interrupt their thought pattern to stop them from thinking that way. And that's what we want, because if he begins to think that way, it is possible that the other people in the room might start to think that way. And then you just have panic. When you have panic, you have no logical thinking. When you have no logical thinking, you cannot make a good decision, right? Unfortunately, we were unable to completely de-link that account that we weren't really using with our real account, or that account that we weren't using with that suspended account. So we were not able to launch in Canada. Now, this affects the bottom line, or the potential future bottom line, but not the current bottom line. So any decision we make, it was a safe decision to be made. This doesn't mean that launching in Canada in the future is completely off the table. It doesn't mean that at all. It is still possible that we will revisit this in the future. But I just wanted to paint that scenario for you so you can understand that focusing on a solution is the most important thing. Not focusing on the problem and not focusing on anything in the past. It's all about being completely present so that you're better able to deal with the issue that is currently at hand. Now, if you liked this video, if you gained any value from this video, I will ask you again, like this video and subscribe to the Mad Marketing YouTube channel. It's going to help more and more people get the information that they need to progress professionally and become the leader that they are inside. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you next time.